we definitely are. This rule set and format definitely was inspired by Craig Jones because I was a part of us making these rules, right? And he definitely deserves recognition for inspiring us with the rules. CGI definitely did super well, and it was an amazing event. And when something does really well, you take the good from that, and then you try to make it better, right? So definitely when we made these rules, he had some inspiration on the rules, and we just tried making a better version of the rules he had, and even a better pit bowl area. Problem with the pit is the walls are really like sharp. So you get pushed up against the wall, you can't keep doing jiu-jitsu. Now this bowl thing that we have, again, I don't know what to call it yet. I think it's still octagon. The octagon we have, it's kind of like a skate park. So it goes on a ramp. So if you are on the sides, you're like, you roll on the sides. Like it doesn't stop. Like the movement doesn't stop. And you slide down it. So if you run up, you just fall. Like you just slide down. So it makes it like really cool. So it really gives us a product differentiation from Craig's event, and his event's amazing also, right? So it's just nice that two different parts in the sport could grow together.
All right, everybody, let us say hello to Mikey Musumeci. He will headline the first ever UFC BJJ event for the inaugural bantamweight title against Rarison Gabriel, June 25th, International Fight Week, Las Vegas, Nevada. And not only that, he is coaching against Gabriel in the Road to the Title reality show, which launches June 16th on the UFC's YouTube channel, a daily show. Mikey, good to have you here, my man. How are you?
Good. How are you doing, Mike? Good name.
Great name. Right back at you. And man, the UFC is in the jiu-jitsu business officially. I know they've had the UFC Fight Pass Invitational events and all, but a UFC promotion for the sport of grappling, for the sport of jiu-jitsu, and you are a massive part of this puzzle. What does that mean to you? And honestly, what does this mean for the sport?
Man, so it's the most meaningful thing I could probably do in my life with jiu-jitsu, what I'm doing right now, like you just said, we're starting this program from scratch. This is UFC BJJ 1. We talked about this. I got together with Hunter, Claudia, and Techi in the end of November, December time. And we formulated a plan how we want to change and grow grappling. Because the old way of grappling was not really appealing. Like, there's just so many problems with it, with matches stopping, resets, boring matches, people stalling. So it wasn't really appealing to anyone. So we really wanted to get together and figure out a way that we can make this actually exciting and make it a platform that's actually professional and long-term where competitors could compete in and make money. And I really feel like we did that now.
It's very, very cool. Just seeing like UFC and BJJ kind of coexisting as one is pretty wild to see. When
like
you
the old Royce Gracie days, right? It's like the old
right?
Royce Gracie days. It literally says 1 on it, like the beginning of UFC. So it's crazy.
It's absolutely insane. And, just to kind of put this in perspective of what this all means, when you were really starting to cut your teeth in grappling in the professional world and really starting to grow your name and having these high profile matches, did you think 5-7 years ago that you'd be in this position, that we'd be talking about UFC Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Absolutely not. It's insane. I started jiu-jitsu. It looks like you're in Boston because you're wearing a Boston shirt.
I'm from there, yeah.
Okay, I'm from New Jersey. So when I started jiu-jitsu, it was like 2000, 2001. It was such a small niche sport. Like no one was doing it, like especially in like a small town, New Jersey, where I'm from. And to end up doing another 24 years of my life and to end up in the beginning of starting UFC BJJ, like it's insane. It's insane. Like it really is crazy how it really makes you feel like I don't want to get religious, but like God gives you a gift or puts something in your heart, and then he put you in on a path for a reason to end up where you are in your life, Yeah,
it's a great way to look at it. And I guess one thing I was curious about, especially when you were just sort of describing the vision for all of this, is you obviously are a guy who has been very vocal about PED use and grappling and jiu-jitsu. So to your knowledge, will UFC BJJ be under the combat sports drug testing umbrella like
absolutely, yeah.
the UFC is? Okay,
yes.
Great.
That was one of the reasons I even went to UFC. I would have not went if they were not enforcing drug testing. For me, being a natural athlete my whole life, I really want to change our sport and get rid of all this like steroids and all these bad things in our sport right now. It became acceptable for people to do all these things, and I want to get rid of that now. And I want it to be a professional sport, just like NFL, NBA. Now, people will still take steroids and cheat the system, but let them spend a lot of money to cheat the system at least. At least let them have to spend the money. So at least now we'll be more legitimate and professional, and that's what we're working towards. In 2026, they're going to start drug testing.
Okay.
And I'll be a lot stronger in my matches when they start.
So, I mean, that's great news. And then obviously before we get to June 25th, we have this reality show that people are going to be able to watch for free on YouTube. It's very similar to The Ultimate Fighter based on everything.
Monday it comes out.
Yeah, Monday. Yeah. So I don't know
12
when this
o'clock
is coming
Eastern time, 9 a.m. Pacific time, depending where you are. And it's on UFC's YouTube channel for free, streaming live. It's going to be insane.
Yeah, it's a good roster, lightweights, welterweights, and they're going to battle.
Every day they're releasing a new one. So they're going so the 16th it starts, which is Monday. Then every day they're releasing a new one until the 24th, which is the day before I fight. So it's going to be 8 episodes in a row before I fight.
So we get to get a lot of you on camera, Mikey, which is what everybody's looking for to help grow the sport and get everybody fired up for this. But so the show's going to have lightweight and welterweight competitors, I believe, and they're going to battle.
And 170.
Yeah, so they're going to battle for their chance to fight for titles at this UFC BJJ 1 event. Yep. And I saw, some trailers. I was watching the ceremonial weigh-ins for UFC Atlanta. We saw the promo video. The pit is really cool. I wasn't expecting that.
We're not allowed to call it a pit, though. We're not allowed to call it a pit.
Okay, what are we calling it?
They've been saying octagon now. First it was octapit, which is sounds super cool, octapit, but we're not allowed to say that. So now it's like octagon. Some people are calling it the bowl. Like an octabowl.
Oh, okay.
But I think the standard name still is just octagon.
Okay. So the BJJ octagon.
And this is all just beef they have with Craig, right? It's just like Craig and them beefing. But originally, Craig, we definitely this rule set and format definitely was inspired by Craig Jones because I was a part of us making these rules, right? And he definitely deserves recognition for inspiring us with the rules, CGI definitely did super well, and it was an amazing event. And when something does really well, you take the good from that, and then you try to make it better, right? So definitely when we made these rules, he had some inspiration on the rules, and we just tried making a better version of the rules he had, and even a better pit bowl area. Problem with the pit is the walls are really sharp. So you get pushed up against the wall, you can't keep doing jiu-jitsu. Now this bowl thing that we have, again, I don't know what to call it yet. I think it's still octagon. The octagon we have, it's kind of like a skate park. So it goes on a ramp. So if you are on the sides, you roll on the sides. Like it doesn't stop. Like the movement doesn't stop. And you slide down it. So if you run up, you just fall. Like you just slide down. So it makes it like really cool. So it really gives us a product differentiation from Craig's event, and his event's amazing also, right? So it's just nice that 2 different parts in the sport could grow together. But it is really cool, this skate ramp. Like you can put a skateboard in there. Like it's really cool.
So do you notice from like the first match of the show, and obviously we'll be able to watch it daily, do you notice a big difference between the first match and sort of the last one leading into June 25th? People are learning how to sort of navigate around it by watching previous bouts.
It changes jiu-jitsu, honestly, because of how your back is on it. It like you slide down. So it makes like this weird turf. Like new jiu-jitsu things could happen on this like weird skate wall. And it makes it that the match never stops. So if you go like blast double on someone, you just go sliding down the side. Like it's really cool. That's what I mean. Like it really is special what we did. Like it really is different and it's special. And I think people will really enjoy when they watch this,
What, like, I guess, how would you sort of just describe what fans can expect from this show? Because the first season of The Ultimate Fighter was such a trendsetter. Like, it was such a breakthrough moment for the sport. And we know what happened. Yeah, we know what happened at the finale for
Let Me Bang, bro.
Ultimate Fighter 1. Yeah,
and then we didn't have anyone say Let Me Bang, unfortunately.
But just like everybody in the house getting together, the personalities, and then the actual matches. What can fans expect on these daily shows?
What fans can expect on these daily shows is definitely like you don't need to know jiu-jitsu at all to enjoy this show. I think that's the biggest thing that I think fans can expect. It's you'll be able to connect to us on a different level, and you'll enjoy watching it. And even if you know jiu-jitsu or not, you'll be able to enjoy it. And the matches themselves, I have to say, are like the most violent matches I've ever seen in jiu-jitsu. Just
Really?
because of the walls. This format makes you only score with submissions, right? The problem is with jiu-jitsu, points and running out of balance, all these different strategies, it makes it so boring. And then people that don't do MMA, I mean, that don't do jiu-jitsu and they watch like the MMA fans, they're like, what is this shit? Like these guys are just hugging each other, like it looks really gay. But if this format where it favors submissions, where people are trying to kill each other and it doesn't stop, the ref is never stopping the match, it makes it like violent fighting, so you'll feel like you're watching a fight. That's what I think is really cool about this. And I think that, again, this is really special for us. This is like Hoist Gracie times all over again.
I love this idea. What are your thoughts on Gabriel as not just an opponent in the octagon, the BJJ octagon, but as an opposing coach? Like, how do you like the style he presents as a coach and as a competitor?
So Rarison Gabriel, he's definitely a tough competitor. He has a big win over Baby Shark, who won ADCC. So Verison's definitely up and coming and tough. I see him being very strong. He's definitely stronger than me. And I think that he is going to come at me really hard. I think he's going to start the match really hard and come at me, and it could be scary, that guy coming at you hard. But I am so used to that. I'm really comfortable with people attacking me. My whole game's just going forward too. So I see us both slugging it out. I see us both throwing hands, like basically the equivalent of like Clay Guida versus wait, what was his name? What was his
Diego
name?
Sanchez,
wait, don't tell me. Diego Sanchez.
I mean, he had a bunch. I mean, you throw Roger Huerta. I mean, throw in a million names of Clay.
But that match, remember that match? Or even in Pride with Don Fry versus that Japanese guy.
Oh my gosh.
I love that era of fighting. That was the best. But I see us both just going like that in the beginning, which makes it fun it's scary, but fun, and I think that will make the match really exciting if we both have that energy.
Have you seen the belts yet? Are they the same as the UFC belts?
They still won't show me it. I want to see it so bad. Hunter told me that they went through like over 100 designs of it. So they went really deep into this rabbit hole. So I want to see this belt so bad, just like you. It looks, but he told me it's really cool. So if Hunter's saying it's really cool, it's really cool.
So are you not going to see it till maybe like weigh-ins or something before? Or
maybe they didn't want me to see it yet. I agree, it's bullshit. They like I should definitely already see this belt. No, but yeah, I haven't seen it yet. Hopefully, I mean, my match is like in 12 days, so in the next 12 days, I should see the belt eventually.
Yeah, well, now we just teased everybody, and now we gave the UFC a little extra promotion. So when they unveil
exactly.
the belt,
so the hype of the belt is out there now.
You're welcome. You're welcome, UFC. I'm curious too, because having this type of style show has been obviously very successful for the UFC. We're on the 30th season of The Ultimate Fighter right now. If the UFC does this type of thing again, and you're brought on as a coach again, like, who would you like to go against? I think obviously Gordon Ryan would be a good one. Craig Jones, obviously, with everything
those
going on.
Those are the two people that we were supposed to do. At first, I was supposed to do it with Gordon Ryan, but he had health problems, so he wasn't able to do the show. Then Craig Jones, we were 80% finalized in doing, but the deal didn't go through, and then Craig signed with Flo instead. So Craig Jones and Gordon were the first two that I was supposed to do it with. First Gordon, then Craig. And Craig was really close to doing it, but it didn't happen. Long term, I have no idea who I'd be an opposing coach with. Let's hope that we build some personalities from this show and UFC that we're doing, and then we can have another show of me with that person again, right?
Yeah. What about Dillion Danis?
That's what's beautiful about it, that we could develop and build characters with this show, I think that that's the biggest thing that we're doing with this show, storylines and character development. I think that if you just watch jiu-jitsu, you have no idea what jiu-jitsu is, it's hard to understand. But if you're actually involved in the characters and you feel connected to them, that will give you a sense of like actually connecting to the person, and then you'll actually want to understand what's happening in the match.
Dillion Danis has been trying to get into the UFC. Maybe this is his way in. Maybe you versus Dillion. Could you spend all that time with Dillion Danis?
Yeah, I have nothing against Dillion. If UFC wanted us to do the show together, that would be awesome. He was pissed at me though because we did a press conference and Claudia was talking about him, and then he misunderstood and thought I said something about him. So he texted me. He's like, "Where are you sitting? We were at UFC 316. Like he was gonna confront me." And I'm like, "Bro, I didn't talk about you. What are you talking about?" I even wrote him again. I'm like, "Watch the interview. I didn't say one word about you." So I don't know if he misunderstood or if he just wanted drama, but I really didn't talk about him at all. Like you could watch, but he just got like really like upset, like I did, like. But maybe he was just drunk and he just like heard or something, like he just wasn't like it's really obvious I didn't say anything. But yeah. If he wanted to do a show with me, that would be really fun. I think we would have a good time.
You guys good now, or?
I mean, I've been cool. I think he's still pissed at me for something I didn't even do. But like he can just watch the video. I even said, "Bro, watch the video. Watch the video." I sent it to him like 2 times. He hasn't responded though. He won't respond.
Few last things. Once you see this new belt, what will becoming an inaugural UFC BJJ champion mean to you? To have this custom made UFC BJJ belt wrapped around your waist, being the first one to have the bantamweight belt. What is that? Have you even thought about that? Have you gotten that far?
So in my mindset, always going to things like this, to complete a task, you have to complete small tasks to complete a big task, right? So I can't see past every small task I have ahead of me, which is 1, weigh-ins. 2, every day is a match for me, and I have to get through each small battle. The match with Harrison itself, the 3 5-minute rounds, get through all of those, and then at the end of that, I could appreciate and enjoy that belt. If we get there, God willing. But I'm really confident that I prepared correctly and we'll do this. But yeah, it would be incredible, insane for me to even imagine that. I just don't want to even think about it yet.
Have you always been like that, or is this something you've developed with years of wiseness, if you will?
I've always been like that. One attribute I have is I never look past anyone. I'm never overconfident. And I feel like that is my strongest attribute because I think that the second that you're overconfident, someone will come up and beat you. I really respect Harrison. I know it's going to be a tough match. So I just have to focus on each minute of that match. I will focus on the minutes, but I won't focus on the result. The result will come when I dominate every minute. That's how I see a match. But I have to dominate each minute of this match, Then at the end of those minutes, everything's done. My hands raised. I have the belt, and I could be really happy and silly, and life is nice.
I don't know if this is just something you do personally, but in a year, maybe 2, what are we looking at, I guess, to the best of your knowledge or the best that you guess, with how much this sport has grown because of UFC BJJ, because of this first event, the first show?
So 2 years from now, you're asking?
For like a year, 2 years, like how much will these next 9 or so days help the growth of where this sport could be in 2026, 2027, and where UFC BJJ could be in the sport in general?
I think it's going to tremendously help. I think the first thing that's going to happen is everyone's going to get FOMO the second that they realize how insane this is. So everyone from other organizations are going to flock to UFC. And if they can't flock to UFC, they're just going to miss out on this insane opportunity. And I think that that's going to be it. I think our sport, everyone's going to focus on doing this and being in UFC. I think that that's what you're going to see. Like all these other organizations and things are just going to, I don't want to say die, but kind of die because you're either in UFC and the biggest thing or you're not, and you're going to feel that if you're not with us.
Love it. Mikey, thank you so much. Again, great name.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Big news here. I appreciate coming on to talk about it. I learned a lot, and all the best to you. All the best to everybody leading into this big event. Don't miss Road to the Title, June 16th, every single day up until the big event on June 25th, and 3 big title fights. UFC BJJ 1. It's gonna be a good time, and Mikey in the main event. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Mike. Have a great day.